At 2:27 p.m. on June 14, 1944, Sergeant Gordon Harris crouched inside his Sherman Firefly at the eastern edge of Lignes, Normandy, watching 5 German Panther tanks advance across open fields 800 meters away. 31 years old, 8 days in Normandy, 0 tank kills. The British 7th Armored Division had lost 42 Sherman tanks in 6 days. German Panthers and Tigers dominated every engagement. Standard Sherman 75mm guns couldn't penetrate Panther frontal armor beyond 300 meters. The Germans knew it. They attacked head-on. Harris commanded the only weapon in his squadron that could stop a Panther at range, the Sherman Firefly, a controversial modification that British military brass had tried to kill 3 times before D-Day. In January 1943, the Ministry of Supply rejected mounting Britain's 17-pounder anti-tank gun inside an American Sherman turret. Impossible. The gun was too large, the turret too small. Britain had better tanks coming. Major George Brighty at Lulworth Gunnery School ignored them. He welded a 17-pounder into a Sherman turret anyway. The ministry ordered him to stop. In June 1943, Lieutenant Colonel George Witheridge joined the project. Witheridge had been wounded at Gazala when his Grant tank was destroyed. He knew what inferior guns cost in lives. Together, Brighty and Witheridge solved the recoil problem, modified the breech, moved the radio outside, removed the hull machine gunner to create space for ammunition. The ministry ordered them to stop again. Witheridge went over their heads, argued that the Challenger program was failing. The Cromwell's turret ring was too narrow. The Firefly was Britain's only option before Normandy. In November 1943, the ministry finally approved production. By May 31, 1944, only 342 Fireflies existed, 1 per 4-tank troop. The Germans learned fast. Within 3 days of D-Day, Panzer commanders recognized the Firefly's longer barrel. Orders went out, kill Fireflies first, always. Firefly crews camouflaged their barrels with mud and paint. It rarely worked. Harris had been a gunner until 4 days ago. His tank commander was killed on June 10th. Panther round through the turret. Harris inherited command. His gunner was Trooper Alec McKillop, 24 years old, Scottish, steady hands. McKillop had fired 7 times in combat, 3 misses, 4 hits on half tracks, never against a tank. If you want to see how Harris and McKillop faced 5 German Panthers, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Back to Harris. The 5 Panthers spread into line formation, Panzer Lehr Division markings. They advanced toward Lignes, where British infantry held positions. 3 standard Shermans sat behind buildings. Their guns were useless. Harris's Firefly was the only chance. 800 meters, 700, 650. The Panthers would reach effective firing range in 90 seconds. Harris positioned behind a stone wall. Hull down, only the turret exposed. The 17-pounder's barrel extended 4 feet longer than standard. Impossible to hide. McKillop sat left, loader behind, driver forward. 4-man crew. No hull gunner. That space stored 17-pounder ammunition. Each shell weighed 38 pounds, twice standard Sherman rounds. The Panther was Germany's answer to Soviet T-34 seconds, 45 tons. The 75mm KK-42 gun could penetrate 4 inches at 1,000 meters. Frontal armor 80mm at 55-degree angle. Effective thickness 140 millimeters. Top speed 28 miles per hour. Weaknesses: sides, rear, mechanical reliability. The Sherman Firefly weighed 33 tons, armor 3 inches maximum, top speed 25 miles per hour. Inferior, except for one thing, the 17-pounder gun. Muzzle velocity 3,000 feet per second. It could penetrate 163 millimeters at 500 meters, 150 millimeters at 1,000 meters, enough to punch through Panther frontal armor. Harris carried 12 sabot rounds, 65 standard armor piercing. The Firefly could kill Panthers if the gunner aimed true. McKillop tracked the lead Panther, range 600 meters. The Panther's commander stood in the cupola, scanning. McKillop adjusted for wind, distance, movement. The 17-pounder's recoil was violent. After firing, muzzle flash could blind temporarily. The flash ignited hedgerows. Position revealed instantly, 550 meters. Panthers maintained formation, advancing steady. McKillop's breathing slowed. Harris had trained gunners before the war. McKillop was ready, steady, calm, the kind who made shots others missed. Harris needed 5 perfect shots. 5 Panthers, one at a time, before Germans identified position, before return fire, before Panthers closed to lethal range. Margin for error, 0. 500 meters. 2:29 p.m. 2 minutes since Panthers appeared. The lead commander dropped into his turret, hatches closed, combat ready. They knew British tanks were nearby. McKillop centered on the lead Panther's frontal glacis, where armor met turret ring, weakest point. At this range, the round would arrive in under 1 second, no time to react. At 2:30 p.m., McKillop fired. The 17-pounder erupted. Recoil slammed the tank backward 6 inches. Orange flash blinded Harris. The hedgerow ignited. Smoke poured. Through clearing smoke, Harris saw the lead Panther. The round struck perfectly, penetrated below the turret ring. The Panther rolled forward 3 meters, stopped. Smoke leaked from hatches. The crew was dead. 4 Panthers remained. They scattered. Professional response. 2nd veered left. 3rd and 4th went right. 5th reversed rapidly. Smoke revealed the Firefly's position. Germans knew exactly where the shot came from. Harris had 15 seconds before return fire. McKillop traversed right, tracked the 3rd Panther maneuvering at 12 miles per hour, turning to present angled armor. McKillop led the target, fired. The round hit side armor at the suspension, penetrated. The Panther's ammunition detonated. Turret lifted 8 feet, flipped, crashed, inverted. Orange flames erupted. 2 Panthers destroyed in 40 seconds. The remaining 3 fired simultaneously. 3 75mm rounds screamed toward the wall. 1 struck left, exploded harmlessly. 1 hit the wall directly. Stone fragments showered the Firefly. 3rd passed overhead. Germans were ranging in. Next salvo would be accurate. Harris ordered reverse. The Firefly backed 20 feet behind a barn. McKillop reloaded. Loader muscled another 38-pound shell, slammed the breech closed. The 2nd Panther circled left, moving northwest, flanking. 4th and 5th advanced from east. Split attack. Standard German tactics. McKillop chose the flanking Panther. Range 450 meters. Moving fast, presenting frontal armor. Difficult shot. McKillop tracked movement. Led by 3 tank lengths. Fired. Round hit low, penetrated lower glacis. Struck transmission. Panther lurched, stopped, immobilized. Crew bailed out. 3 down, 2 mobile. The remaining Panthers fired. Both rounds struck the barn. Wood exploded. Structure collapsed. Dust filled air. The Firefly was exposed. No cover. Germans had them ranged. 4th Panther was 400 meters, closing fast. Gun traversed toward Firefly. McKillop had 3 seconds. 1 shot, 1 chance. McKillop fired first. Round crossed 400 meters in 0.87 seconds. Hit the Panther's gun mantlet, thickest armor, 120 millimeters cast steel. Round penetrated anyway. Punched through mantlet, through gun breech into turret. Ammunition cooked off. Explosion instant. Turret separated, flipped, landed 30 feet away. 4 Panthers destroyed or disabled. 1 remained. 5th Panther stopped advancing. Commander recognized the situation. 4 tanks lost in under 2 minutes. Continuing meant death. Panther began reversing toward tree line. Range 520 meters, growing. Harris decided. Let it escape? Mission accomplished. Village safe. But escaped German tanks reported. By nightfall, every Panzer commander within 10 miles would know. They'd come hunting with more tanks, better tactics. McKillop kept sight on retreating Panther. Range 540, 560 meters. Moving faster, 10 miles per hour reverse. Commander stood in cupola, watching, waiting. 5th Panther reached tree line, 600 meters. Paused. Turret traversed left, right. Commander scanning. Then Panther turned, presented side armor, moved parallel to tree line. Not retreating, repositioning. Harris understood. German commander wasn't running, setting up for long-range duel. Panthers 75 millimeters accurate to 1,000 meters. At 600, German had clear shot. Panther knew Firefly position. Collapsed barn, burning hedgerow, stone wall. Every landmark marked, every position compromised. Panther stopped, hull down behind slight rise. Only turret visible, gun elevated, aiming. German crew ready, experienced, patient. They'd wait for Firefly to move, expose itself, then fire. One accurate shot needed. Firefly armor couldn't stop Panther round at this range. McKillop centered on visible turret. 610 meters. Difficult shot, small target. Panther commander knew how to fight Fireflies. Harris ordered driver forward. Firefly moved 15 feet right. New angle. Panther gun tracked movement. Both tanks aimed simultaneously, 600 meters apart. Both commanders knew next shot decided everything. Panther fired first. Round screamed past Firefly's left, missed by 3 feet. Close enough, Harris felt pressure wave. German gunner anticipated continued movement right. McKillop didn't wait. Fired while Panther gun still recoiling. The 17-pounder round flew true. Struck Panther turret face right side. Penetrated. Turret stopped. Smoke poured from commander's cupola. 5th Panther finished. 2:33 p.m. 6 minutes since engagement started. 5 German Panthers destroyed. 0 British losses. 3 standard Shermans emerged from village buildings. Commanders had watched entire fight. None fired. Their guns couldn't reach, couldn't penetrate. Firefly fought alone. Harris scanned tree line for more threats. Germans rarely operated in groups of 5. Where were others? He radioed squadron headquarters. 5 Panthers destroyed near Lingevres. Request reconnaissance eastern approaches. Squadron commander responded, "Congratulations. Hold position. Infantry moving up to secure disabled Panthers. Intelligence wants to examine wrecks." Harris acknowledged. Crew waited. McKillop's hands shaking slightly, adrenaline wearing off. Loader slumped against turret wall, exhausted from muscling 5 38-pound shells in 2 minutes. Driver reported engine temperature elevated but manageable. Harris climbed out, surveyed battlefield. 4 burning Panthers, 1 disabled with escaped crew. 6 minutes. 5 shots fired, 5 hits. Perfect accuracy, at 400 to 600 meters, against Germany's best medium tank by crew that never destroyed tank before today. British infantry moved across field, approaching wrecked Panthers, securing area. Harris watched. Reports would be filed. Intelligence officers would arrive. Questions asked. How did one Firefly destroy 5 Panthers? What tactics? What range? Engagement would be studied, analyzed, documented. But Germans would study too. They'd learn Fireflies were more dangerous than expected, develop new tactics, formations, start hunting Fireflies with multiple tanks, coordinated fire, ambushes. Today's victory would make tomorrow harder. War continued. Lingevres was 1 village, 1 engagement. Thousands more lay ahead. By 4 p.m. hours, British intelligence arrived, examined 5 destroyed Panthers, measured penetration holes, documented damage, interviewed Harris and McKillop, recorded every detail. Report would reach 21st Army Group headquarters by evening. By next morning, distributed to every British armored regiment in Normandy. Examination revealed critical information. All 5 Panthers belonged to Panzer Lehr Division, Germany's elite armored training unit. Experienced crews, best equipment, veterans from Eastern Front. 1 Firefly destroying 5 Panthers from Panzer Lehr validated every argument Witheridge and Brighty made 18 months earlier. Firefly worked, could fight Germany's best and win. But engagement revealed limitations. Muzzle flash set hedgerows on fire, revealed position instantly. Gun length made maneuvering difficult in villages. No hull gunner meant reduced crew flexibility. Loading massive shells exhausted loaders quickly. Firefly was specialist weapon, lethal when employed correctly, vulnerable when exposed. Harris's after-action report included one detail that became legend. During engagement, Harris never shouted, spoke quietly to McKillop. Steady instructions, calm corrections, make it count. The 17-pounder ammunition was expensive. Harris treated every shot as precious. McKillop responded with perfect accuracy. 5 shots, 5 kills, 0 wasted ammunition. Lingevres wasn't only Firefly success June 14th. Near Villers-Bocage, another destroyed 3 Panthers. At Tilly-sur-Seulles, Canadian Firefly knocked out 2 Tigers. Pattern clear. Properly employed, Firefly dominated German armor. But Firefly crews learning hard lessons. Distinctive silhouette made it priority target. Germans adapting tactics specifically to counter Fireflies. Panzer crews engaged Fireflies first from maximum range. Coordinated fire to suppress while others maneuvered. Used infantry to spot and mark positions. By mid-June, Firefly survival rates concerning. Tanks effective but vulnerable. British commanders requested more. Ministry accelerated production. By late June, nearly 400 delivered. Still not enough. Demand exceeded supply. Every regiment wanted more. Every engagement proved value. Hybrid tank ministry, tried killing 3 times, had become Britain's most valuable armored weapon in Normandy. Harris and McKillop continued fighting. Firefly survived Lingevres. Between June 14th and August 25th, destroyed 9 more German tanks. 3 Panthers, 4 Panzer IVs, 2 Stugs, 14 total kills in 72 days. Survived Villers-Bocage, Caen, Falaise. Firefly took 11 hits. 8 machine guns, 2 Panzerfaust rockets, 1 75mm round that ricocheted. Crew walked away each time, repaired tank, returned to combat. McKillop never wasted ammunition. Accuracy remained exceptional. 47 rounds fired after Lingevres, 31 hits. 66% accuracy under combat conditions at 200 to 700 meters. British 7th Armored recognized both. Harris received Military Cross July. McKillop received Military Medal. Citations mentioned Lingevres specifically. 5 Panthers destroyed. Perfect shooting. Courage under fire. Most Firefly crews weren't as fortunate. By August 1st, British forces lost 118 Fireflies, 43% deployed. German focus on killing Fireflies first was working. Despite losses, effectiveness undeniable. Intelligence showed Fireflies accounted for 64% of all German heavy tank kills by British forces. Panthers and Tigers destroyed at nearly 3 times rate of standard Shermans. The 17-pounder proved decisive. By late August, regiments receiving 2 Fireflies per 4-tank troop instead of 1. Production increased. Conversion facilities processing 60 Shermans weekly. Ministry that rejected project twice now made it highest priority. Churchill personally monitored production. Hybrid tank became indispensable. Harris and McKillop fought through France, into Belgium, Holland. Firefly finally knocked out near Nijmegen September during Market Garden. German 88mm anti-tank gun. Direct hit engine compartment. Tank burned. Crew escaped uninjured. Reassigned to new Firefly within 3 days. Continued fighting until Germany surrendered May 1945. After war, Harris returned England. Worked garage mechanic Yorkshire. Never spoke much about war. McKillop returned Scotland, became teacher. Both survived. Both lived quiet lives. Engagement at Lingevres became footnote in regimental histories, but demonstrated what Firefly could accomplish. Sherman Firefly's impact profound. Between D-Day and VE Day, approximately 2,100 converted and deployed, served with British, Canadian, Polish, Free French units across Northwest Europe and Italy. Fireflies destroyed estimated 900 German tanks and assault guns. No other Allied tank matched this record against German heavy armor. The 17-pounder equipped Firefly accounted for more German heavy tank kills than any other Allied armored vehicle European theater. Lingevres became training case study. British tank schools analyzed Harris and McKillop's tactics. 5 Panthers destroyed 6 minutes. Perfect accuracy under pressure. Proper terrain use. Fire discipline. Demonstrated what Fireflies accomplished with skilled crews. Validated every argument for program's existence. Deeper lesson about innovation in wartime. Firefly almost didn't exist. Rejected 3 times by bureaucracy. Built by 2 officers who ignored orders. Approved only when conventional solutions failed. Hybrid tank nobody wanted became weapon British armored forces needed most. Sometimes impossible solution is only solution. Ministry that tried killing project 3 times eventually made it highest priority. The 17-pounder continued service after World War II. Equipped British tanks through early Cold War. Centurion mounted improved version. Design influenced post-war anti-tank development 2 decades. Firefly retired 1946, replaced by Comet, later Centurion. Most scrapped. Few survive in museums today. Tank Museum Bovington displays fully restored Sherman Firefly. Imperial War Museum has another. Musée des Blindés France preserves third. Last remaining examples of controversial hybrid that changed armored warfare Northwest Europe. Harris died 1987, age 74. Worked garage mechanic Yorkshire 40 years after war. MacKillop died 1993, age 73. Taught mathematics secondary school Edinburgh. Neither wrote memoirs. Neither sought recognition. Beyond Medals received 1944. They were tank crew. Did their job. Survived. Went home. Engagement at Lingevre's one day in long war. 5 Panthers destroyed. 6 minutes combat. Footnote in regimental records. But for British infantry defending that village, and every tanker who learned from example, it mattered. If this story moved you, hit that like button. Every like tells YouTube to show this story to more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We're rescuing forgotten stories every single day. Stories about tank commanders and gunners who faced impossible odds with rejected weapons and perfect aim. Real people, real heroism. Drop a comment and tell us where you're watching from. United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia? Our community stretches across entire world. You're not just viewer, you're part of keeping these memories alive. Tell us your location. Tell us if someone in your family served. Just let us know you're here. Thank you for watching. And thank you for making sure Harris and MacKillop don't disappear into silence. These men deserve to be remembered, and you're helping make that happen. Claude is AI and can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.